Fable is really not around in Jaya's life. And that will happen with Lil Yaya if you guys don't figure out a communication strategy.
This scene between Shay and Chyng honestly felt like one of the rare calmer moments on Love and Hip Hop Miami, where the focus shifted away from screaming, fighting, and betrayal, and actually showed two women trying to build a real friendship through honesty, support, and emotional understanding. Even though both Shay and Chyng have messy histories on the show, this conversation surprisingly felt genuine because neither one of them came into it looking for drama.
Girl, it's been a minute. I'm looking at the stroller because I'm like, the last time I seen you, you did not have a baby. You have a whole human.
Being a new mom is way different in Miami than it was in Omaha. Everything is more expensive. And Quez, he ain't worked more than a week since he been here. I got a plan to earn some extra income. But first, I got to talk to Shay. She know how to run a successful business. And maybe she can give me a little life advice, too.
Last time I talked to you, Quez wasn't even out of jail.
I know.
It's been a minute.
Wait, what's up with you and Quez?
We're not seeing eye to eye right now. I feel like I have to ask him to work. I have to force him to get up every day. We're in Miami. There's real bills. There's real things that need to happen. Right. And it's like, we can't just keep putting everything on Chyng. Like, I need him to be a team player.
So you're the breadwinner.
I'm the breadwinner, right? And it's like, I need to create more income. This is the whole reason why I called you. I'm going into another era, Shay. I'm building a brand called Yaza Skin.
And I like it.
Yaza Skin.
Yaza
So
Skin.
it's all natural products, all natural ingredients. All I have right now is just an idea. My first step is really hollering at you, seeing if there's any advice you can give me just to move forward.
Finally, somebody on my side for once. I feel like I couldn't buy a friend right now if my life depended on it. Especially being that I haven't talked to my sister since the big fight, but now somebody is being there for me. And honestly, it's making me emotional.
Starting to rain.
I know. What the hell?
Let's go over to the gazebo.
That's why
over
I don't
there.
play with Florida like that. That's why I don't
Get the
play
baby
with
out
Florida.
this rain.
I told y'all.
Your life situation, it's almost like it's a trigger for me because I went through the same thing that you went through, from becoming a breadwinner, taking care of any and everything. Fable is really not around in Jaya's life. And that will happen with Lil Yaya if you guys don't figure out a communication strategy.
I'm glad I got somebody who I can talk to that doesn't see me like as a crazy person, because I've talked to people who they're just looking black and white. Oh, he doesn't do this, just leave. And it's like, you've been there where it's not just a just leave.
Do you still see a future with him?
That's the next step. How are we gonna figure this out? Where are we gonna go from here?
Focus on you. You're putting too much energy and time into Quez.
And I know, like, just being out here in Miami, like, it's gonna be hard. I just know I'm gonna have to be fighting all these battles on my own out here. Like, I literally got into it with the whole training camp. Like, so it's...
Really? Hold up, honey, because I got problems with several individuals from the training camp. Okay, let me run down this, and I'm trying to make it real quick here. I went to an event, and I'm sitting there going back and forth with Gael for another day. Joy goes and get my stalkers, pops up at my event. They start talking crazy to me, throwing drinks. So telling my mom, if Shay Johnson don't apologize to Trina for coming to her with this Joy situation, she's kicked out the movie for that. This is Julian. He put me back in the movie. There is a screening. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know I want to go. I want to be on the big screen, and I want somebody there to support me. I don't have nobody to go with me.
Say less. We're going together.
I gotta give it up for my boy Julian. He put me back into his movie, meaning he ignored Trina and her husband. They're both going to see my face on that screen.
Chyng Diamond got your back, don't? No.
Chyng, please.
Come on now.
Instead, it felt like Shay genuinely wanted to guide Chyng, while Chyng looked like somebody emotionally searching for stability and support. The biggest thing that stood out during this catch-up is that Shay approached Chyng completely differently than other people around the group have been approaching her lately. Instead of attacking her decisions aggressively or making her feel stupid, Shay actually softened her delivery while still keeping the conversation honest. That's probably why Chyng responded better emotionally, because people usually react differently when they feel supported instead of judged immediately. A lot of the tension surrounding Chyng this season comes from people feeling frustrated with the decisions she keeps making involving her relationship, her baby daddy drama, and her life choices overall. Some people around her seem to feel like she ignores obvious red flags repeatedly, and then acts surprised when things fall apart again. But this conversation with Shay showed that sometimes the issue is not that somebody refuses to listen, it's that they need guidance delivered with patience instead of humiliation. Shay honestly deserves credit in this situation, because despite all the chaos attached to her own reputation over the years, she actually came across emotionally mature during this conversation. Instead of centering herself or making everything dramatic, she listened carefully, gave advice calmly, and seemed genuinely invested in helping Chyng emotionally, instead of embarrassing her publicly. That softer side of Shay is something viewers do not always get to see, because most of her storylines usually revolve around conflict and emotional explosions. At the same time, though, this friendship still feels fragile, because both Shay and Chyng are emotional people who have histories of messy friendships, misunderstandings, and falling out with people around them. That's why, even though the moment felt supportive, there's still this feeling that the friendship could eventually become complicated later, depending on how future drama unfolds inside the group. The conversation also quietly exposed how damaged Ching's former friendship with Zoe has become. Even though Zoe is not directly part of this scene, her presence still hangs over the conversation, because people clearly compare how Shay handles Chyng emotionally versus how Zoe handled her previously. The biggest difference seems to be delivery. Zoe's approach came across harsher and more blunt, while Shay's approach feels softer and emotionally comforting, even when saying similar things. What's interesting is that Shay actually seems to understand Chyng emotionally better than people expected. Shay knows what it feels like to make emotional decisions, chase unhealthy relationships, ignore red flags, and struggle publicly while people judge your choices constantly. Because of that shared emotional experience, Chyng probably feels safer opening up to Shay than she does around people who speak to her more critically. Another thing making this friendship work right now is that both women seem emotionally lonely in different ways. Shay has spent years struggling with unstable friendships, failed relationships, and emotional isolation inside reality TV circles, while Chyng currently seems overwhelmed trying to balance motherhood, relationship drama, and public criticism all at once. Sometimes friendships form strongest when two people recognize pain and insecurity inside each other. At the same time, there are still people questioning whether Shay is truly a healthy influence long-term, because historically, Shay's relationships with friends tend to become emotionally chaotic eventually. That's why some viewers remain skeptical about how long this peaceful dynamic will actually last before tension eventually appears. Shay has a history of intense friendships that become explosive once emotions get involved deeply enough. The scene also highlighted how much Chyng genuinely seems to need emotional support right now. Beneath all the drama and criticism surrounding her this season, she honestly comes across like somebody overwhelmed, emotionally confused, and trying to figure life out while under constant judgment from people around her. That's probably why Shay's softer approach landed emotionally instead of immediately creating conflict. What made this scene refreshing overall is that it finally showed emotional vulnerability without turning into complete chaos immediately. Instead of watching another screaming match, viewers got to see friendship, advice, emotional honesty, and support, even if the people involved still carry messy reputations from past drama. This conversation honestly proved that Shay can actually be a good friend when she approaches situations calmly instead of emotionally exploding. And it also showed that Chyng may respond much better to compassion and patience than constant criticism and judgment. Whether this friendship lasts long-term or eventually crashes like others on the show remains to be seen, but for now, this felt like one of the more genuine and emotionally grounded moments on Love and Hip Hop Miami this season.